I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. To see all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mix-up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe Word with Jason Rouse.
You can hear how the volume is. Am I all right? Is this a good
You
volume?
sound great. Hey, this is Jason Rouse, and welcome to the Safe Word Podcast. My guest on the show, Jeff Leach, is here from the UK.
Thanks, man. I like the drum beat that you're creating with your mouth there. Your lovely lips and your foot.
I've had
I want to
some
put
sort
this
of
down, but I don't want
paralysis.
to make noise by hitting the table.
Oh,
so there you go.
okay.
Look how professional I am. I didn't want to put the glass down on the glass and give your listeners that awful clanking sound.
You've seen my fan base.
That's true.
the least of their problems. There's somebody
There it is.
coming off of nails on a chalkboard. The 10 women that do listen to this show, that's the only thing.
First of all, stop being such a fucking liar. You have a huge amount of female fans. I've seen the online filth you get sent on a daily basis on your various social media accounts.
No,
Yeah, publicly.
It's nothing of any quality.
Oh, Jason Rouse, when you're coming back to Amsterdam, I can't wait to stinkle your flumfer. And that's just the fucking dude fans. The girls are even filthier
I
than
have
that.
to tell you, Jeff is actually a friend
I am.
of mine. Yeah.
But we don't hang out much.
We don't.
Let's be honest. We're friends in the sense that we get on. We clearly like a lot of the same shit.
It's
we
like
have
the same breed of a kind of alien almost.
Yeah, but we don't like hit
Especially
each other
here.
up and be like, "Hey, what are you up to tonight? Come and let's watch a movie and just put on some gym
And
jams."
I think our tastes there's some of it it's very close, and then some of it we probably don't.
You're a lot more metal.
You're
a lot more metal than me.
No, but I revel in depravity and filth. I know that you're.
Whereas I just live that behind closed doors.
You add a sense of quality and standard to it.
That's a lie. I just have a British accent.
I understand that.
So when you're like,
but look
oh
at
man, I can't wait to bust a nut in between your butt cheeks and have the midget lick it off.
You have your legs crossed.
I can't wait to come forth upon your pert buttocks and have that small man
it's a Shakespearean.
sniff a line of my pre-ejaculate from between your mountainous bootay. It sounds quite romantic.
It is much poetic.
Yeah.
I don't have the diction.
I don't know. You're quite an eloquent guy. You have vocabulary. You have a highly developed sense of vocabulary and
I think
eloquence.
I made this observation, I think, a little while ago about myself from watching videos of myself earlier in my career, that what I don't have in language, I make up in physicality and voice.
I disagree with that statement. Because first of all, yes, you definitely have physicality. I can't find the words. Like your act out is strong, and your physicalities and the way you make it a very visceral experience when people watch you do comedy.
Yeah,
I've seen you
explain the word
quite a few
visceral
times.
to me?
I mean, just you're making it like a tangible thing that they can almost taste. So when you're describing a smell or a taste or an experience, a sense of
it's visceral.
Feeling, they're in it because of the way you create it. You act it out. However,
it's like post-traumatic.
You are a fucking filth bag. That's your brand of comedy. However,
I enjoy it.
You can't. It's not lowbrow. It's dirty, filthy, creepy, fucked up shit that you say, but you say it in an eloquent fashion so that an audience goes, I can enjoy this because the man's clearly an intellectual pervert.
and
you know what I mean? Rather than just a guy going, hey, when your balls are sweaty and the chick licks it off?
I think because it's not rooted in any specific person. I'm not maliciously... It's just
you hate everyone equally.
It's a drive-by shooting.
Yeah,
everybody at the bus stop gets it.
Okay,
opposed to being a sniper.
That's not even a euphemism. That is exactly what happens.
I'm not going after Justin Bieber.
He gets on one of those Lime bikes. One of those birds. He gets on one of those bird scooters, goes past bus stops, and literally everyone gets it as he speeds past. Just flings it at them.
Hot diapers and gravy boats.
There you go. Yeah.
Just sploosh splash. Speaking of, there's been a guy on the corner of my street here, Sunset and La Brea in Hollywood, California, that He's been in a wheelchair for probably about 3 months, sitting in his own blood and piss. And he's slumped over.
Is this a homeless chap?
No, I think he's a banker. Yeah, he's homeless.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of people who are in wheelchairs who are not homeless.
Yeah,
Being in a wheelchair doesn't
He's been
automatically
stationary.
mean, you know.
This guy doesn't have the upper body strength to move himself.
Okay, all right.
And it is, they moved him up. Somebody's moved him up, but he's got just a circle of rotting food and things all around
It's
him.
very,
It's
you know what, the
insane.
homelessness in this city is incredibly fucking sad.
It's crazy.
It's pretty bad in lots of countries that I've lived in, or lots of cities that I've lived in, you know, like New York and London, etc. But Los Angeles feels like it's just almost, people just go, yeah, this is, half of us are homeless, and that's how it should be.
Well, I think the landscape in densely is populated. It is, and it allows like something just between a raccoon and a human being.
Okay,
You can function in that purgatory that you see these zombie people that are just, they've been, the elements have just damaged every nerve in their body.
I feel like you're like me, though.
Illness.
You love, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I'm just...
I still have sex with them, but it just, I don't want to look them in the eye.
And here's the difference between us, because I make love to them.
Yeah. You're a legs
I'll
behind the head,
cuddle
guys.
afterwards. I'll brave the storm of that smell, that stench, just to give them a little human comfort.
See, I put a knife in their back so I have a better place to tie a leash.
Oh my God! There you go. See, this is. I feel like you're like me, and I don't know if this is correct. I don't want to project my experiences. But one of the most fascinating parts of humanity that I enjoy as a comic and as just a human being is I like seeing people from every fucking facet of the world.
Yeah.
So I love mixing with people in highfalutin, upper echelon. Let me wear a dandy suit and some beautiful jewelry and go out and sip champagne and hear someone talk about, oh, when we were vacationing in France.
Yeah.
And then I also want to talk to the crackheads on the corner of my
That's
street.
your job. That's your job.
It should be.
It's
it
your
should
job.
be every human's job, because the more we do that, the more you can empathize with all people from all facets of society.
Most definitely.
But I've found out, like when I did a bit about homelessness in LA, and I've been doing it out here, and one of the bits is effectively talking about me having a conversation with a guy who lives outside. He doesn't live. He frequents the area outside my Rouse.
Yeah.
And
he's a resident like character.
Yeah.
You cannot build a rapport.
Oh, exactly. You see him every time I go shopping there. He's always there, and I'm always like, "Hey, what's up, man?"
Mental? Or is it drugs?
I think
LA,
with a
little B.
In LA, especially, a lot of the people who are homeless seem to have
A
some
groundling
mental
shirt
illness. Yeah, they've all been kicked out of an improv class. Tina Fey put them on the blacklist, and that's it. They're done now.
Exiled.
Yeah, so they they're just fucking riffing, yes, and on the street corners on repeat.
They're barbershop quartets.
But they literally have like conversations. I think if you're having an angry, who said that? George Carlin? Was it George Carlin? No. Robin Williams did a film where he played someone with a mental illness, correct?
Fisher King.
And when he did that, part of the process was to go and speak with homeless people, clearly with mental disabilities. And what he found is he said now when he sees someone talking to themselves on the street, he knows they're reliving. He knows an Oscar's coming or eventual suicide. But he knows that. It happened, right? I mean, and for different reasons. But
Parkinson's.
He said, "I know." Well, yeah, he had the onset of Parkinson's, I believe, and
I thought it was
Alzheimer's.
on the bell it said Parkinson's.
Oh no, the idea that he was going to lose his mind, and he already had. What a scary thing for a performer. But
I saw him months before. Anyway,
but it was the idea that he basically says now he just views people. He can't help but be emotionally linked to these people because he knows what they're doing is they're talking to their demons. They're trying to talk through something.
Yeah, trying to workshop
with
something.
no way out. They literally are groundlings. Rejectees.
Ex-improv groups that have been dismantled from their workshops in the basement.
See, that would be a care in the community project. Could we get a group of 8 homeless people together, scrub them up, give them a shave, and fucking get them into an improv group? What would they be called?
Oh, piss-soaked.
Piss-soaked. I feel like that limits the number of clubs they might be able to work at.
No, but it's spelled with 2 Z's instead of 2 S's.
Yeah, I think we can. Oh, so I see. Like pizzazz.
Yeah.
Pizzazz-soaked.
Pizzazz-soaked.
The pizzazz-soaked trio.
Yeah.
3 homeless folks.
And they've all got gout and jaundice.
Yeah, and the best part, at the end of the show, they'll all suck you off for $20. An extra $20.
Is somebody burning Doritos and diapers at the same time?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, you got to clean them up. But then all the hipsters would come down. They'd be like, "Well, this is so progressive."
you don't have to clean them up. You need to clean them out.
Inside
Because
inside out.
you get a trash bag, you knot a hole in it.
You never slept with a homeless person, really, though. Have you?
Whoa.
Honest question.
I thought you said you knew me.
I feel like you could have done.
I've done some things.
What's the most depressing fuck you've ever had, though? Because you talk on
One
stage.
where I wank in front of the mirror and cry.
But here's the thing. See, this is
Bang
part of
my
your
head
shtick,
on the toilet
right?
seat.
Outside of your shtick, and don't get me wrong, I don't want to derail, a comedy podcast that is based around, the comedy of Jason Rouse, but you're very, very filthy, and you always go for the very, the darkest. You look at the world with the darkest eye. However, you're a fucking pretty clean living guy these days. You gave up booze, right?
Sure.
You like doing healthy endeavors. I always
ate well.
No, but you have healthy relationships. Look, you got your buddy sitting right here. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Seems like a nice, well-adjusted guy. You're clearly capable of.
Oh, he's heavily medicated. He's heavily medicated.
My point being, you're not like this, like fucking metal 24/7 tortured artist who can't relate to humanity.
Of that, and I knew that was exhausting.
Okay.
And
so you grew up. You grew out of that hot topic phase.
Yeah. There was a period of a metamorphosis where I'd have to revel in Clockwork Orange myself in a certain way. But I find that I just started saying no to things and allowed myself to give myself.
Do you mean that
time.
From a mental point of view, going, I'm about to get caught up in this feeling or this place? No, I won't do that. Actually, I'm going to try a different path.
I started to get a bigger paddle for my canoe.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
And
also, by the way, can I say the most Canadian metaphor I think anyone has ever used on a podcast.
And with any other accent, I'd be offended.
I got a bigger money. I got a bigger gun for my moose, and
yeah,
I had to take down the beast. Sometimes
it's nice. Hey, listen.
Sometimes you just have to open the door a little wider for a stranger.
You're familiar. That's why you work with. How many amazing Canadian comedians?
Which Canadian comic haven't I worked with?
Yeah.
I've been inside at least one of them as well.
Yeah.
For a long period of time, yeah.
Craig Campbell.
Very kind lover.
He is
gentle.
He smells great all the time.
Yeah, actually really high sperm count as well. Very, very fertile.
You would not want to rape from Craig Campbell.
God, no.
Because it would be very rough. It'd be bad.
Oh, yeah? I feel like I don't know.
You've got your arm on your hip and your legs crossed, and he's
is that so?
Very rough, gentlemen.
I can't help it. I'm just trying to find a comfortable position. I'm quite hot. It's quite warm in here, isn't it?
I shut the AC off because I want to see you pass out because you're not used to being in sunlight. This is what my life's like. I don't like the direct sunlight.
Dude, what you don't know about me is that I'm quite broke at the moment. So I have learned. I'm bordering on being able to take the higher heats. Even in the car, I've got to have the aircon on barely on now.
Yeah.
Because fuel costs, right?
Oh, it's insane.
Use up more fuel.
Yeah.
And because I'm in that broke stage, I'm getting better at high heats just from that.
Oh, yeah, you start to climatize. You don't have the luxury of taking a few hours off during the day.
When you're poor enough that you're putting your aircon down to low or turning it off altogether just to avoid the possible extra dollar at the end of the month, you really have become a comedian. I think that's it, right?
Or living in Saskatchewan, Canada, and it's February.
Is it?
Now you're burning furniture because you can't turn on the gas.
You can't get the fucking heat, yeah.
People freeze to death.
Really? I'm not surprised.
Loads. Hundreds of people. I don't know.
But at least there you've got, we've got healthcare. We were talking about this before we started the podcast. But at least there's some things in place to look after.
Well, we don't have the homeless population either.
Because if you live outside, you're fucking done, right? You're in
They
popsicle.
freeze to death on the sidewalk all the time.
Yeah.
You get, especially in places where heroin. I'm still dealing with my. No more heroin. No more.
Do you used to do heroin?
No.
You never smoked it even?
Yeah.
That means you've done heroin.
Do you think this is a costume?
I mean, Halloween is a cheap night for you, though, isn't it? It's just I guess I'll just dress up as me again.
As the great Al Jorgensen said once, every day is Halloween.
There you go.
People dress up on Halloween.
Can we talk about Halloween, actually?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because
now you've been here for what happens here in
dude,
Halloween.
Well, also, I've been in LA for a year, so I've definitely experienced
You
LA
think it's
Halloween.
gay now? Wait till Halloween rolls around.
Yeah, I know.
I saw Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy.
But proper outfit.
Dude, it
properly
was
done.
insane. And it had a big, huge wooden cock.
Nice.
So I'm like, that is one of the most... Whoa! And he's plowing his
Groot
way.
had a root.
Knocked his fucking kid's ice cream out of his hand with a fucking warhammer.
I love it.
But Halloween, yeah, I'm a fan.
Well, I was just going to say that because people who dress like we normally dress, I know I'm just come from the
and
gym.
all it is it's a bit of jewelry and some dark colors.
We basically pretty much wear black all the time and also lots of big silver chunky jewelry, right?
Yeah.
People like us, everyone assumes, oh, well, these guys, they are fucking Halloween. They are the Addams Family. They are this rock guy. They must love it. I do love Halloween. However, every single year I make a promise to myself, this year, man, this year I'm going to get a great outfit. I'm going to really go all out. I'm really going to... And I haven't. For the last decade, I've never really had time or energy. I end up putting on a bit of fucking eyeliner, and then people go, oh, well, I like your outfit. I'm like, this is my day. This is like every day. I just went...
It's that Europe is more Halloween. That's why I don't think it never got popular in Europe, is because they were already we were already having fancy dress parties and stuff. I remember the first year I'd done Glastonbury, the only time I'd done Glastonbury.
How long did you live in the UK for?
6 years.
6 years were you in there properly, okay.
And they had this fancy dress party they had a tent.
Right.
And you could go and you wear period clothing and you have dinner.
This is at Glastonbury?
Yeah.
Amazing.
So you buy a ticket and you had the 1800, the big blown out gowns and stuff.
In the middle of summer in England at Glastonbury in a tent.
Less. And they're having like a 3-course dinner with proper silverware and everything.
That's pretty dope.
You buy a ticket. Obviously, extra type thing. Or you can go eat at fucking Jerry's Chuckle Hut.
There you go.
And have a greasy knuckle sandwich. The food
is horrendous.
You even going vegetarian, my dumps were just like falafel cannons. It was the worst.
And everything was liquefied once it came out the other end. But that was probably to do with, I don't know about your Glastonbury experiences, but when I was at Glastonbury, I DJ'd at Glastonbury one year in the BBC introducing tent. It was the year that Kanye West was on the big pyramid, the main stage, big pyramid stage or whatever.
It's like 2007 or something like that.
That sounds about. Well, actually, no. It would have been a little later than that. No, you're probably spot on. Actually, 2007, something like that. Yeah,
I think so. I remember.
And I was DJing the BBC introducing stage, and I remember I'd taken so much ketamine, coke, and MDMA that I chewed the corner of my own teeth off.
You said ketamine first.
Yeah.
No one does that shit.
At that time, K was the big drug because it was so cheap.
I was in England at the tail end of
$20 for a gram.
Yeah, and I was like, everyone's got fucking K.
We started buying liters of it.
Yeah.
You could buy it from India as liquids, and it could come over, and then you just cook it in a pan. You put it on really low heat, and you cook it in a pan. So we started making, it crystallizes, and then once it's crystallized, then you turn it right off the heat. You have to keep taking it off and off and off because you don't want to burn it.
Yeah.
And then we just make our own ketamine, and we were selling it. Yeah, we were.
It was huge.
Yeah.
I hear people, so-and-so's doing K also.
And now I got friends who are dead or have catheters in their 30s, and it's like...
Is that what
ketamine damages your bladder and your kidneys so badly, it's irreversible damage.
No.
So whereas, if you've got a coke problem or even...
I gotta call a doctor.
Dude, no, but here's the deal. Like for a while, my bladder control was pretty terrible. And I was like, oh, this is not good.
What were you doing, like a gram a week?
No, I would wake up... No, like a day, easy.
Okay.
So I'd wake up in the morning.
What? How did you...
You build a tolerance. If you don't ever do ketamine, and someone gives you a little bit of ketamine, if you get a tiny little key and you just put a tiny pinch on the tip of that key,
get your pencils out,
have
kids.
A bump. Seriously, if you do that, then you get high as fuck. 20, 30 minutes, you're like, whoa, man, you're fucking trippy out, and then you come back down, you're like, wow, that was really fun.
You get greedy.
But you build up a tolerance really quickly to it. So it got to a point where I'd wake up in the morning, fucking 8, 9 in the morning after a big night out anyway, and then just have a fat line of K to get into my day.
Yeah.
And you don't get the same high. What you do is you get like a murky, it feels like someone's got like a duvet cover over your fucking, a comforter over your head.
A blanket over a bird cage.
There you go. Yeah, your brain.
I told you I wasn't a loser.
See, I told you, but you know.
Parkview Secondary School, Hamilton, Ontario. All boys vocational.
There you go. I told you got the eloquence and the picture. You create pictures very well.
I still haven't hit record yet. This is all the warm up aspect of it.
I'm into it. That's right. We can do that. But yeah, anyway, it got bad, and then like I say, I had some friends die, and one friend very close, and I got a tattoo on,
what
on
year
my
is
shoulder.
This in late 2000? Or sorry,
she was. Yeah, that was like maybe 8 years ago. It's just when I was just starting to do TV shows, and then I gave all that shit up, and I'm glad because I probably would have died. So.
I remember running into you in New York.
Yeah. But we hadn't seen each other for quite a while.
And I was like, oh, fuck, a voice of reason.
Yeah.
My mate, I've been dealing with this climate, being in the States. I don't really know too many people.
No, that's not how it went. Let me describe exactly how it went. No. I'm standing outside the fucking Comedy Cellar.
Yeah, but I'm
about to go
how
on stage or some shit. And then he turns up, and you don't give me any of that background knowledge. He just walks up and is like, hey, what's up, Leach? I'm like, hey, what's going on, Jason? He's like, yo, you got any fucking drugs or some shit? I'm like...
Why do I have an accent?
I don't... But I'm like, sorry, dude, not my fucking bag anymore, literally and metaphorically.
And you got in a fight earlier that month.
Oh,
you cooled it.
Yeah.
So it was just a bad trajectory.
Yeah, I had to punch up with it.
I wanted you to hold me over your shoulder, and you were like, I don't even want to be around people, and I've got to go perform for them.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I knew whatever it was that we would fix it.
It was good. It was okay. Yeah. You reached out to me and you were like, "Hey, man, I wasn't trying to be."
Yeah. I was just being. I took a license. I didn't know why.
You know why I like
you. But that's a good thing.
And like why I have respect for people like you, and I no, let's say people.
I'm a people. I've got documentation.
You're 100% a human person.
I'm a people.
What I mean is, like, I was going to make general statements about comedians, but this probably applies to all people. I find more and more now. The only people who are still in my life are the ones who have the capacity to acknowledge when they fucked up or when they didn't, when they didn't take someone else's consideration.
I was just telling my
and
friend
apologize.
Today.
It's such a rare trait. And don't get me wrong, I know throughout my life I've treated people unfairly, or I've been a bit off or brash or rude. When I was younger and I used to drink a lot, I was definitely an arrogant little prick. And I know that there's a lot of elements in times where I've treated someone in a way they shouldn't have been treated, never really hurt anyone or anything like that, but I've just been an arse. And this is not like some 12-step program. I'm not in any kind of program. I'm not in rehab or anything like that. This is what you're supposed to
do.
But I think once you grow up, you just go, you know what? I was a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
Let me just say sorry. Wow, that's such a rare fucking trait, especially in this country.
In this town.
Yeah, LA,
this town
of course. Well, LA is like a magnified version of that.
No, and then worst case scenario, they don't respond, and that's clearly
that's their own insecurities.
Okay, friendship. You're not really. I was showing you my value as a person, and
sure.
Your response to that was to exile it, and that's cool. That is cool. Yeah. Now I know I don't have to go down that road. Any road with you now. You're unreliable. And
wait, are you saying this to me right now?
No. We'll go down any road. We got to go do Runyon and jump over dog shit.
I'm up for that. Griffith. I like Griffith.
That's old lady shit.
Yeah, but I'm not incredibly great when it comes to cardio.
No, but we don't have to run. We'll walk.
I'm talking about walking. I don't know.
Really?
You run it? What?
Yeah.
Dude, my cardio is pretty bad. I've been going to the gym every day for the last month, and I'm really on a super fitness thing, but I realize that my cardio is super lacking.
Do yoga 3 days a week.
There you go. That's what I should do, but...
You're tall enough that your back is going to be, and I'm sure you're aware of it. You got good posture.
Dude, right now my back is the best it's been ever because I'm doing exercise every day.
Yeah.
No, because I've been doing the exercise every day as well.
And the temperatures here are good for muscles, too.
That's true. Yeah, I feel that.
I have some plates in my arm, and I remember in London I'd wake up and have to start my arm in some sort of motion to get it moving again.
Just to get the joints back into life,
I could hear the pins rolling over the
especially once the thunder rolls in and the rainy day, overcast day, you're like, oh great, there's some aches today.
But you guys have been getting, like you've had anything to do with it, there's been snow.
Where, in England? Now? Not now.
Not now. But like last year, wasn't there like a foot of snow and like
maybe, yeah.
Oh, that's right. You haven't been.
The world is dying.
Yeah, it's insane, right?
It's pretty bad, man. Because I love the. It's the same as flat earthers. People who sort of just deny there's any kind of climate change. People who think that the Earth is still flat. I just don't understand how these people. I want to take a load of flat earthers. Could that be a good TV show? Take a load of flat earthers on a road trip in a straight line
Yeah.
and say, look, we'll keep going until we hit the fucking
My friend,
the edge of the earth. And if we come back to this same point, then you have to acknowledge that the world is round.
we just had this conversation with a friend of mine here like an hour ago.
Oh, really?
It's like telling me that you're religious.
Yeah.
It has the same. I don't.
How in this day and age does that make any sense?
Why is
But religion's different because theological beliefs, I understand, like theocracy, is that the correct way to say it? I understand where that comes from. It buys into every facet of social construct. Something in charge. We all have to behave in a certain way by a certain set of rules to lead a good life. Like that, I can understand how that still exists. Theology at its purest form, if you ignore a lot of the old school texts, or if you at least modernize it to some extent, most religions at their core might be about, hey, treat each other pretty decently, blah, blah. But it's when people start to utilize it for, I guess crusades where they're like, fucking, let's go and we've got to slaughter these people because they serve a different god than us. That to me is fucking mental.
I think who has the coolest costumes?
Yeah. So like Kwanzaa. So you're probably into like kind of African beliefs. Have you seen
I like that.
Kwanzaa outfits?
Yeah.
That's fucking dope,
I've been to
man.
Africa like 6 times.
Bro, there was a church
big
around the
in
corner from where I
Africa.
lived.
I'm huge in Africa.
You're huge in Africa.
I was for about a week.
In South Africa,
I was on
probably.
the front
You
page
do
of
look
the
like a
newspaper.
neo-Nazi South African fucking...
Speaking of Craig Campbell,
Yeah.
we made the front page of the newspaper by coming out on the main stage naked. And I
Where?
proposed
Where was this?
In Cape Town, South Africa.
Okay.
So they had a gala show. So Craig...
Oh, you're not joking. You have a fan base in South Africa then?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I thought you were just taking the piss.
I got the... Like
Jason
I
Rouse,
said,
huge in Africa. I'm like, all right, cool.
why people hate me in this part of the country or the world. It's I've worked backwards.
You went to Africa to find a white audience.
I'll receive my first Oscar when I'm 80.
Yeah. So that's a good time to get it. I think
I
get it too soon.
I saw
you
a
won't
lot of
appreciate it.
T-shirts in East Africa. I do, but they had a gala show. And at the end of the
can I
night-
ask, just to
Stephen,
say, is this a white audience or black audience or a
it's
mixture?
mixed. It's everything.
Okay.
Everything.
All right, cool.
Ian Stone.
Yes,
was there.
yeah, I know him. He's a good guy.
A bunch of Brits in it. Anyway, we ambushed the main stage. Me and Craig came out naked. I was holding Craig's hand, and we come out, people screaming. So anyway, I jumped down.
In a country like Africa where homosexuality, there's still a lot of like heavy homophobic kind of culture there.
Oh, there was no kissing. We were just holding hands.
But you're also 2 naked guys walking out with your dick swinging, holding hands. That's a bit of a statement in Africa, isn't it?
I don't think even the gay guys in that room wanted to see me and Craig fuck. Okay, you got a hairy, long hair.
You're
lumberjack.
underestimating how delicious you and Craig Campbell naked is. I'm
Your
a straight
voice.
man, but there's a part of me that still wants to see the 2 of you fuck. Out of morbid curiosity, if nothing else.
Oh, it's the sound though, because I giggle too much.
During sex?
Yeah. Like
Honestly?
I'm like, stop. I'm awake. I can clearly taste it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we'd come out naked, and I proposed to a young lady in the front.
Whilst you had your cock out. Did she
Yeah.
say yes?
And I told her parents were sitting next to her, and her father owned the local newspaper.
Okay. And then next day you
We had a phone call, and then they said that, but it was all on the up and up. He'd like to come in and talk about what happened and stuff. I didn't know he was like.
I like the day drinking that's going on.
Oh yeah,
Look at that, I'm all right, man. No, I've got to, like, if I start drinking at this time of the day, that's me, like, done. But you powered through a few beers since we got. Love
that's
it.
my buddy. I don't have any.
I love it. But you live out here, right?
No.
Oh, you're visiting.
He's not a mic.
Oh,
You
okay,
can't
that's
hear,
why.
we can't hear him.
I know, but it's all right. People, when you listen to a podcast, my favorite little moments in podcasts.
Oh, this isn't a podcast.
Is when I can hear.
I just try to get people to talk into strings.
It's not. You're not even lying. It's not even recording. I can see this. No. Right? So why is it plugged into a potato? Why are these microphones plugged into a potato? What's going on?
That's a fleshlight.
There you go. Oh,
But
okay.
I had it painted like a potato so I can come. So tell me about New York. We meet
Yeah.
in England. I think
Years
the last year I was ready to move because I've been here 10 years. You've been in the States for 8?
Wait, you were in England for 6 years and moved to America 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't start stand-up until
I've been doing stand-up
7 years ago.
22 years.
Oh, I've been doing it 7 years. That's my point, is that when I
You weren't
met
doing
you...
stand-up. No, I think you were on-air personality that had just started doing stand-up.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, so when we met at Download Festival, ironically, I got my penis out at that Download
Whoa.
Festival. Because I went up on
And
stage.
I got a hit of ecstasy out of that.
Do you remember that? Yeah. Do you remember? Well, no. That was at Download at Reading Festival when Metallica were playing the Black
Was it
Album.
Reading?
Festival.
No, it was Download. It was
Metallica
Download.
were playing the Black Album at Reading Festival, and we were both backstage.
Yeah.
And I gave you, or we weren't backstage.
We were done. I was done.
Let me not oversell it. We were in a little VIP area that
They
was
trick you.
not that VIP.
No.
And
The buses are
I was
the
like, "Yo, you want some ecstasy?" And you were like, "Sure, I guess." and then we went and watched Metallica.
Yeah.
Really fucking high, and it was great.
That's right. My buddy from Australia, he'd been on a plane for 30 hours.
Yeah.
And just came right from Australia.
Did I give him ecstasy as well?
He was ready to leave. He wanted to
Yes.
go.
I brought him back in.
He was catatonic. I thought, I think if he finishes that beer, I might have to carry this guy. And then you go, hey.
Like
and
an
I
angel.
And then I go, hey. And he goes, no. No. And I'm like, do it. And then we got back to my hotel room. He was crashing at my place.
Yeah.
And he fought with his girlfriend on the phone for like 2 hours.
Oh, my God.
From Australia.
I feel bad. That must have been an expensive phone call.
It was
expensive flight.
insane for hours. It was insane. What are you doing? I don't know. Oh my God. They were having a full breakup. She was an on-air
Nice.
personality in Australia. He'd been there and he's pissed, corked.
See, I'm like a care in the community project.
It
Look at what I did for
it
that
was
guy.
an outreach program. You looked, you had a bit of a glowing halo
Oh,
over
my
top
God.
of you.
I look quite Jesus-y as well, don't I?
And he's handing us the pill. It's ecstasy,
It's
mate.
ecstasy, man. You're going to love it. You're gonna love it. Why do I sound like Keith Richards when
I
you do
don't
me?
feel so good.
Ecstasy,
buddy.
mate. There we go.
Yeah.
It was fun, but that was
I missed that music
But
stuff.
the Penis Out was at Download Festival, and it was the year we were both performing.
Were you
and
naked on stage?
The guy who went on stage, I didn't get naked on stage. What happened is the guy who went on before me
Broke his neck?
No, he went out and started just trying to do a normal set.
Yeah.
To a
Yeah,
crowd of,
no.
of like a couple
I
of.
did that at Glastonbury.
So basically, how it works at Download is like it's the day before the music starts. So there's fuck all going on, and what they have is they have some kind of rock and roll karaoke thing, and they have us do comedy in this one tent in the campsite area. So it's not even like where all the fucking music is. So we're on like a Thursday, and the music doesn't start till the Friday.
Yeah.
So there's a load of drugged
Thursday.
up, wasted Wednesday, Thursday, wasted people who just want to fucking hear rock music, and they go, "Hey, here's a tent." And they get in there, and there's us trying to do jokes. The guy who goes on before me tries to do. I can't remember who it
club
was. I
act.
wish I could remember.
he
He wasn't even a
British?
club act. He was this au fait British kind of. Oh yes, I'm quite well spoken, and I'm a bit weird and alternative. But look at this. Blah.
Yeah.
Gets on stage, starts trying to do. When you're out there, and you're like, have you ever shopped in Asda? And the whole audience just like no, and just starts throwing drinks and fucking piss in like cups at him.
This is the beginning of the show.
Literally a minute into his set. So he powers through. This guy, bless him, to his credit, he got like a laugh about 10 minutes in because he was so hated.
They were
Booze,
laughing.
shit throwing.
They were tired.
And he literally,
wincing.
after 10 minutes, just when he went, listen, this isn't really going the way I thought it would. He says, but if I don't do my 15 minutes, I don't get paid.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this for another 5, and then I'm going to fuck off. And then everyone's like, hey, like that, like cheering him fucking off. But also they were like, fair play. The guy's like stuck out. But he comes off
The
after
honesty of it.
He did like exactly, which
The
people
honesty
love
of it.
honesty,
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
in comedy.
yeah.
I think that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
comedy has to be about, start to finish. Is fucking honest.
They're like, good for you. We know what it's like, kinda.
But we still
You're
fucking
fucked.
hate you.
Yeah.
Get off. Here's a cup of my piss.
We're on the same frequency. You're fucked.
Yeah.
And we're not.
Exactly.
And that's it. You're going to go on to see another
Where he
day.
comes off stage and I'm on after him, and there's no compare. There's no compare doing time. They're just like, all right, there we go. That was
Yeah,
John,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Coming up next, Jeff Leach. Anyway, as I walk on, the guy's he looks at me and he just goes, oh, that was the most depressing thing that's ever happened to me in my life. I'm like, it's all right, mate. Go and have a beer. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
So I go out there and immediately just like, fucking, and I think I actually started off my set going, all right, I think I started to do the opening of his material,
Sure.
and I was like, I've got some stuff. I think you're going to like it. And I was like, so anyway, when you're like, as and the whole crowd start like laughs, and then I'm just like, fuck that shit. Like, you guys don't even want comedy. So I get rid of all my material and literally just did, look at this fucking lunatic there. Is that guy in a fucking wheelchair with strobe lights? Someone get that kid an ecstasy tablet so we can see if he has a fucking fit. Like, there was a guy with cerebral palsy at the gig who now comes
Hey, I can hear you.
he comes to all my shows in England.
Yeah.
He's amazing. He's got like a YouTube channel called like the Spack Attack or something like that. He's a really cool guy. He's called Jimmy. And he was in this
Spack Attack?
something like that. I'm going to look up his YouTube.
Because they call spastic. Like,
they call him spastic. Yeah,
spastic.
it's something like spaz something is his thing. In fact, like follow him on Instagram and stuff. So you can see him in my followed accounts. But he's a great guy, and he was there in his wheelchair that has an articulated. It's got like a pneumatic up and down hydraulics. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you. And he's like. I was taking the piss out of his fucking lights on his thing and like, get this guy, look, he looks like he's already raving. Someone get him ecstasy and see if he shakes even more. I'm making jokes that he's loving, the crowd are loving, and he starts like suddenly, like, it's like this big thing, and I'm like, everyone's looking at him, and he just presses a button, and his wheelchair just goes, and raises about 3 feet, and the whole tent goes fucking ape shit. And I'm like, oh my God, I will fuck that man. And someone else is like, fuck me, and sit down. I'm like, don't you fucking promise it. I'm like, I will do it. And they're like, do it. So I get down on the barriers and pull my dick out of my jeans. I'm like, get over here and suck this. You couldnn't do this in 2018. This is
Farmer's Field, by the way. This isn't a Farmer's Field.
11. Yeah. But the kid comes up and kisses my cock. It's so weird. He was over 18.
Christmas cards.
It was basically, but that's how you do a set at Download Festival. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one's there to listen
thrown
to
on stage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was doing
and I bet you used them.
No, it was rude. It had a bite mark out of the end.
It was fucking beautiful.
Some looked like they tried to get their keys out of a car with it.
But I remember specifically, you fucking killed, as you always do at that festival, and it's because. There's three types of comics, sorry. There's comics who are incredibly good at doing something in the space that they're used to and they're safe in, an environment where they're very
Seinfeld.
Sure, a
Seinfeld is not going to do...
He knows his spot, he knows what he wants to do, he's got the material, the audience loves that stuff, and he's going to do it. Then you've got the comics who are fucking all rambunctious, anti-comedy, alternative, weird. They can go on any stage, but they don't ever have a prepared thing, or the stuff they do that is prepared looks so unprepared, the audience loves it.
Eric Andre.
But he's actually going to be, I think, put him in the third camp, which I count myself, I would like to, and yourself in, which is there's comics who
refugees.
do fucking refugees, immigrants with no health care.
Yeah.
No health insurance either. I got Medi-Cal now, mate. That's how poor I am. I got Medi-Cal. But you can work both. You can get on a stage, do your tried and tested material, work your set, throw in some new gags, work the bits, and that's good. And if someone goes, tonight you're doing stand-up in a fucking laundromat where everyone's having an orgy and they're blah, blah, blah. And
fine. Again.
You will find a way to make it fun.
Who keeps booking me on this
exactly.
laundry orgy
If the money wasn't
and you know
so
what?
good.
As you're out of the box, I would totally do that gig.
That sounds fun.
And you know what? I would kill.
Here's
and
the
you know
deal.
what? No one would be angry at the end of an orgy.
Here's the deal. There's so many comics who, if they were offered that gig, even if it was money, because you wouldn't do it for no fucking money, but if someone goes $100
because I have nothing to hide,
come down and do this shit, and you already know going into it that's going to be a difficult room. They're not going to be looking for comedy. They're going to be going for something else. But I know I can still fucking dominate that space.
I did a sex club in Vegas.
How was that? Tell me about it.
I played the Green Door.
I don't know what that is. That's a sex club?
It's a sex club in Las Vegas.
Please tell this story and create the scene for me.
So, oddly enough, the apartment that I'm in right now is my friend's flat from Canada. And he used to do a lot of medical marijuana stuff. Like early Rogan, like he was the medical marijuana.
The weed-friendly comic.
Yeah, he produced all these great shows at Rogan and the usual suspects that you would know around the city.
Death Squad guys, right?
This is long before Death Squad.
Okay.
Yeah. Rogan's still on a sitcom. News Radio, I think, at that time.
He was on a sitcom?
Yeah, he was on News Radio.
I don't know a lot about Joe Rogan's career prior to him being a huge podcaster, so I'm not really...
So Howard becomes through friends, through the community, with a guy who runs the Green Door Sex Club in Las Vegas. They made a movie about it, I think, in
Is
'78.
this like
World famous.
It's an official thing that people can apply to join, or is this very much a private
No.
only?
They made a feature film out of this in the late '70s.
Is that legal out there?
It's
then?
called Behind the Green Door.
Is it legal out there? Some kind of, or is it more a case once you step on
It's
these
not
premises?
prostitution. There's obviously a clear set of rules. The place has been in business for fucking 40 years.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Various rooms, different wristbands get you certain things, and if you come with somebody, you get less. Anyway, I was booked to do a comedy show at this sex club that looked like Pan's Labyrinth. There was some really out there.
What
rooms.
led to you getting that booking? What was it?
My friend from here, he said, "Listen, with Tanya Lee Davis. Do you know who Tanya Lee Davis is?
Is she a porn actress? Isn't she?
No, she's a little person.
Oh no, wait, Tanya Lee Davis, the little person who she
of course.
performs in. I gigged with her back in the UK and in Edinburgh. She's awesome. She's hilarious.
Tanya's on the game. I think she'd been living in Vegas at that time.
Right.
And she's one of the usual suspects for just have that type of show.
Yeah.
And a few other people. So it was on there was a stripper pole behind us. And anyway, he put together a comedy show. They just never served alcohol. So we had to go to the gay bar next door to get drinks, pound a couple shots, and then come back to the sex club and watch. Because what happened was there was like the first 90 minutes of the opening was a comedy show, and then the regular clientele would come in, and the doors would come out, people from all over the world and stuff, and we just you guys can stay.
Yeah, Tanya's
And I'm
filth
like-
as well. She talks a lot about wanting to. She's quite.
I'm sure she had a great time that night.
I was going to say, she talks about her promiscuous kind of outlook on the world, and hey, I like fucking, and I like being fucked.
Yeah.
But also because she's a little person, I bet she was like,
it was Pan's Labyrinth. It was too much for me. See, I don't want to be. It's more specific for me. I don't want to be in the Costco of cum shots. You know what I mean? I don't want to step over someone's load because I like a very intensive situations.
And you prefer a one-on-one sexual experience than a group type dynamic?
Throw a llama in there just so I got a story at the end of the week.
Okay.
Butterscotch, come back to bed. She's kicking.
Amazing.
Yeah, no.
I don't even doubt that you've fucked a donkey. That's the sad thing, isn't it? I genuinely like...
Donkey's a boy horse. Who fucks a boy horse?
Oh, yeah.
Ew.
Ugh.
It's rude.
Bestiality's fine. Gay bestiality? What? Why would you do that?
Denmark bestiality was legal there up until maybe about 4 or 5 years ago.
Are you fucking
I don't know why I
serious?
keep bringing that up on the show, but it's like
Because it's
like my brother
weird
I
and
never
wrong.
knew was murdered. I'll never get a chance to legally go somewhere and fuck a donkey. Are you happy?
You know what, though? I feel like that's something I could live with. That's
I
an
just want the
experience I
picture.
never got
I'm not
to
going to be hard. I'm just going to put it in, get the photo, and give my family
Boom,
as a
front
collective.
cover of the autobiography.
Yeah,
Jason Rouse,
hey,
Bean Places.
I don't want to be with you anymore. I found somebody
Jason
new.
Rouse's Dark Hole.
Dark hole.
And it's just you, and it's just you inside of
you're
a
being
donkey.
gross. It's my donkey. We're in love. Mr. Patches.
Where was that woman who was... Anyway, look, we're derailing the story. So the Green Door story. So wait, so you did the show. How did the show go?
Show was great.
People liked it. They were
single-handedly cured every incurable disease I might have by licking that dirty stripper pole from top to bottom. And my psoriasis cleared up, and I don't walk with a bow leg anymore.
There you go.
So I don't know whatever happened. Whatever the worms have got, they're dead. The show was great. Open up. So there was a cool. I won't go. There's a room where a large group of people are having sex. We've got a wristband that allows us to go into rooms that we're technically shouldn't be in.
Did they sit you down beforehand, or at least just like run through the rules? Here's the rules.
No, if I remember quickly, I think there was a relatively detailed rules.
Written down.
Yeah. It's just
Do you remember any
respect.
of it? Because I'd be interested to know.
I wish now it's probably great fodder for comedy. I was so like, oh, so this is what happens when you come to my head.
Yeah.
As a place to visit in the corner of my psyche, this hellraiser of fucking jism.
Yeah.
And chains. And But it was very.
But general
professional.
things like politely ask if you want to be involved in a situation. Maybe ask. You have to ask people.
Yeah, in certain rooms,
Louis, get consent.
get a wristband.
Jesus.
Get a wristband. That's what they should do.
They should have a wristband for people who are down to fuck.
Down to
DTF
fuck
wristband.
wristbands.
Dude, that's not a bad idea.
That's a great idea.
We're probably going to end up in that place in society within 6 months to a year, where from now on it will just be like, all right, all the people who just want to fuck each other, you can tell.
But the government things will be infiltrated to poison that, and next thing you know, you're wearing an armband and you're in a concentration camp.
And you're marching.
See what I mean?
Really marching.
I think maybe we should just do down to fuck bracelets.
Yeah, I like that.
And we'll see if it catches on.
That could be quite a funny. You know how the charities always do their little bracelets like, oh yeah, here I'm cancer research.
We're jewelry guys.
You know,
maybe we should talk to the Great Frog and
see if they'll do a DTF.
And see if it catches on.
Yeah,
because that would be a nice thing.
Well,
you're
wearing the ring that I designed.
You designed that ring.
I designed that ring.
This is the last one.
That was the last one.
This is the last one.
Are you fucking serious? They don't run anymore.
They won't. I was in London and I've loved the Great Frog.
Are you saying the one that I designed was so unsuccessful at selling?
It's not selling, but it was the only ring I wanted.
You're the second comedian I know who owns it. No, the third.
Who?
You have one.
Who's cool enough to have this
Dante
ring?
Nero has one. And Dante also told me, he loves the Great Frog. I took him in there once.
I got mine for free.
He loved all my fucking things. I got mine for free. It was the first one ever made. It doesn't even have the watermark, the stamp inside, the silver stamp. But the Dante Nero said there was 2 rings that I have from the Great Frog, and he was buying out the whole fucking shop.
Yeah, they have great stuff.
And he always has lots of big jewelry, but I took him in there.
Shout out to Jess at the Great Frog.
I got him, yeah. Reno, that's the main boy. I love him. And Chris, who runs the New Orleans and New York shop. But he had and also, how can we forget Imogen, the most attractive woman in the world? She works in the LA store. She manages that. She runs it. She's incredible, isn't she? She's ridiculous. And also her boyfriend, Lucifer. That's a true story. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Definitely not a man you want to cross. But that ring, Dante Nero went in and he was like, listen, man, I won't get your ring because that's your ring, blah, blah, blah. I won't get that. And I won't get your big eagle ring. No, I don't want to fuck up your thing. I might just get some other ones. Anyway, I saw him recently in New York. Had all of them. Yeah. All of them. You fucking lying cunt.
He's from Vegas. Right?
And then also Bronson Jones has that ring too.
Does he?
Yeah. Right. So 4 comedians, including myself, have that one.
You have the first one, I have the last one.
There you go. It was meant to be. There we go.
Go
superpowers. Go teenage angst.
It's no midlife crisis on a stick, please.
Exactly. So Green Door did the show. Did you? Who stuck around?
Everybody. Are you kidding? A bunch of comedians. Hey, you want to go to the Starbucks or the Sex Club?
Yeah. So what did you see and how was it? Did you get involved? Did you do anything?
I saw some and did some things.
All right, tell us.
But not in the sex club. I fucked a homeless guy passed out in front of the place in the parking lot. I want to struggle. All those people up there willing. I like someone that fucks back out of spite.
Now tell me the truth. I'm not trying to shit on your bits.
Well, I met my first wife there taking a shit in the urinal.
True?
We made eye contact.
Are you fucking serious? No. Oh, come on, man. See, these would be great stories if they were real.
I remember I was in a room that I was not necessarily. I was supposed to be there, and just observing. First of all, I when I walk up, I see like the rice paper. Where you can kind of see it's like a very
thin. So that's kind of an experience.
So certain areas you go in, there's literally a bouncer, and you could see like, holy fuck, there's 30 people fucking on it looks like a bunch of like a dry storage at Costco or something like that. All these different level beds. And there's people. Most of them are gross. I'll be honest with you.
A lot of the people were not very attractive.
And keep in mind, I was there once for maybe a few hours.
Okay. Yeah.
And there were some sexy people there, but I don't want to get
slipping
your cum shot when I'm trying to get
I've been to a couple of sex parties, and like they would definitely. There's one very elite one in the UK that I went to that was, can't remember the fucking name of Kitten Club or something like that, where everyone, you had to send photos and be approved and blah blah. It was very elite.
Oh yeah.
And I went with a girl who was very attractive, and we submitted and we went, and people were hot there but boring. Everyone was
want to see if anybody wants to see you fuck.
Everyone was very coked up. And was very boring. Either they're very rich model girls, and lots of douchebag lawyers and bankers who were like wealthy as well. But everyone was
numb yourself.
A lot of dicks that don't work. Like, so you're watching a guy just go, oh, no, babe, I don't know why it's happening. Because you've done too much coke, you fucking
crying into her mouth.
Do you know?
Oh, you're drowning my tears. And I love you.
The girls were all just uninteresting. And the other one was like what you're describing more so. It was in an underground viaduct, an old Roman viaduct in right near Old Street. And it's downstairs. It used to be called the aqueduct, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And it was like a door, boom, boom, boom.
I love the door.
Slides open.
That's
like
what I love about Europe.
Like in a fucking movie. Just like, what do you want?
That's a sign of a good time, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you have to do the do and it's dark.
If you don't know if you're going to come back out again,
it's scary.
It's like, this is exciting, yeah.
There is no help.
Nah.
There's no help.
Once you're in there, you're done, yeah.
It's a simple, you disappeared.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's no investigation.
And my parents don't even like me, so there's no one who would look for me. My sister lives in New Zealand. It would take her at least 3 months to notice I'm gone.
They're going to be selling belts made out of your skin downtown in about an hour. Hey, what's
Ironically,
British teeth?
in goth shops all across the city.
Pants on a stick.
What is this? It's so smooth.
Oh, it's English.
Why is there a bit of tattoo on this? That's just how we do it. So. But yeah, and that one was so fun, but there was so many really awful people doing it.
I feel, I'm not a parent myself, but I look around and I go, there's some people here in over their head.
Yeah.
I pulled a couple people aside on occasion. I go, listen.
Probably on someone else's head at the time as well.
I'm like, you need to go. You need to get out of here.
Yeah.
You need to go.
Was this a conversation you had with yourself in the mirror in the bathroom? You're just like,
no.
What am I doing here, man?
No.
You got to leave.
No. I never get to that point.
Did you?
I'm
so
good
you
at
said you
handing
did
out
some.
advice.
Wait, you said you did some stuff in the club. What did you do in the club? Tell me. Come on, I want to know.
I was wearing open-toed shoes.
Mister, I fuck homeless guys, but only for the AIDS.
I killed a guy at co-check because I couldn't get a hard-on, so I left. I strangled him out with a belt.
See that?
Left the in excess shirt and walked.
I don't know if you're lying or not. I'm like, yeah, could have happened. No, what did you do? Come on, what did you do? Who did you do? How
I brought somebody. I had a girlfriend with me.
Oh, okay.
And I remember sitting in one of the rooms, and somebody comes in, and this girl's hammered. And she goes, "Oh my God, there's a bunch of people fucking in here."
This was the girl you were dating?
No.
Some random girl.
She couldn't talk. She had her mouth full, the girl I was with. And the guy's elbow kept hitting mine. I'm like, hurry up. We got to get ice cream. And I need new shoes.
Were you having sex with your girl, just you and her having sex?
Yeah.
Whilst other people watched?
There was other people there. And then the drunk piss tank, we'll call her Street Pig.
Street Pig.
Stumbles in. It looked like a panda on roller skates. This fucking Think of Benny Hill with shorter hair. Not hot.
Okay.
And
did the theme song play when she started to get sexual with you?
It should have. It should have. It should have.
Everything sped up by 1.5 speeds.
It was. I got pink eye from touching the door handle.
Oh,
there
my
was
God.
a toilet room, but a lady spit out a cock next to me, and yelled at the dump truck that had rolled in there and said, "Shut up," and then went back to giving her guy
Good
a
girl.
blowjob.
That's an empowered woman.
But she looked like she.
Why does
spit
Beyonce
out,
never write a song about that chick?
You know what? I
All
sent
the
my
cock-loving
letters.
ladies who can put other ladies in their place when they're hammered.
There you go.
Put your hands up.
It sounded like they were washing dogs.
Take
in
the
that
cocks
room
out.
If you close your eyes.
Yeah.
Everybody loves that sound. That was just at the sinks.
Yeah. Well, on the free mints in the bowl.
There was a tiled room that was a little unnerving. I'm like, this is piss and shit party room.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
how many hours did you spend in that one?
And at first I looked around, I'm like, is there a camera? It's not even my birthday. Yeah, I would go in, like, eat asparagus and horseradish for 6 months.
Oh, my God.
And I'd be like, I'd come in with nothing on but, like...
a burqa.
No, not a burqa. Diving goggles.
I like how I threw you. Just for it only lasted a split second.
Well, I was the opposite. I was like,
I'm putting that on my next tour poster. He threw Jason Rouse for 1 second, for a split second.
I'm too I need them to see my eyes.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's why the burger's perfect, yeah.
but there's too much emphasis.
They need
there.
something to aim at when they're coming, right?
No, I don't want. No. Listen, you're jumping ahead.
All right.
I just go in and piss.
Okay.
Like think of.
Are you sure you weren't just in the toilets? That was just the restroom of the club.
I do have a epilepsy.
What do I have to do to get a shit on my chest in here?
I've been doing push-ups
If you
for
leave
an
a-
hour.
If you leave a tip, I'll give you a mint, brother. I don't know.
The guy was attendant. I'm laying on my back, draped over a toilet. Someone logged me, or I can't go home a hero.
And that's why Jason gave up ketamine, ladies and
Why
gentlemen.
is that brown Z on your chest?
Love it. A little Zorro fucking mark.
You've been back for New York and then here now.
Been
These
here a year,
transitions.
man.
Really?
Yeah, I've been in LA
It
for
was
a
like
year
8
now.
months.
I mean, that's not that much difference.
Is it?
It's 4
It's
months.
4 months difference, right?
Yeah. It's a half of what you said originally.
So New York, you
Maths.
how many years in New York?
2 years in New York, yeah.
That's your fill.
Dude,
I think any major
I
city.
love New York with all my heart, and I think the comedy there is incredible, and I love the fact that I can get out
London,
4
New
times a
York.
night and get paid.
Yeah, London, New York. That's it. I
Absolutely.
go, you want to make a living doing comedy? London, England,
Yeah.
New York City.
The problem
That's
is that I was also at the Comedy Cellar, and I love that club, and I love a lot of the people
Been
there.
very
who was
lucky
there.
to be there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, all right, not that lucky. I'm all right. I'm pretty good.
You're juggling.
I know what you're saying. I was overstaying my welcome. But what happened is
speak
when
from
you're
a
at a
North
club,
American.
when every other single person on the fucking lineup, even the brand new people, are on SNL
Yeah, oh yeah.
or
Yeah.
The Late Show or
That's all they wanna see.
That's no,
And
it's
they're
not
like,
even that.
you're interesting
I
for a
went
minute.
down great and it was
Yeah.
good and I did well there and I'm always having good shows. But I literally looked at it and went, I'm by far the least recognizable face and also the least successful in this country on this stage.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to LA, try and pick up some shows, do a
Yeah.
bit of that, pitch some stuff, audition.
You
and then
literally
hopefully-
have to get famous to do stand-up comedy.
Isn't that funny? Well, in LA, see, in New York, you know what I love about New York, and especially the Comedy Cellar, SD and Gnome, I have a huge amount of love for those people because they run their club. If you're good at what you do and people believe in what you do and you make an impact in some way and you get up and you fucking kill on that stage, they'll give you work.
Yeah.
In LA, they couldn't give a solitary fuck how good you are. They couldn't
you
give a
get standing
solitary
ovation
fuck
every
what
night.
you've done anywhere else.
Yeah.
You go, how many TV credits you got in the fucking US? Or what show are you on right now? Or how many tickets are you going to sell for me? It's like, well, motherfucker, I'll be better than
Yeah, now I'm a
90%
booking
of your
agent
lineup, but it's
to
like,
get a show.
yeah.
No, it's
Well,
totally
Amiga
different.
from the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but he's on Norm Macdonald's
I
show.
know they're giving the club managers TV shows.
And I didn't realize that he was on the podcast that Norm did prior
Yeah,
to that. I just
ages
found-
ago.
So
Yeah,
fair
yeah.
play to the lad. He's
he's got
working with
ushered
Norm.
in, and
But I was shocked. I was
they're-
like, not that I don't. I've met Adam Amiga. He seems like a lovely guy.
No.
seems a good
The
dude.
backstory gives
But
it
how did he
legs.
end up on this show?
I know.
And I watched the first episode with David Spade.
You know how many
and he
comedians
didn't
are
say
probably
anything.
angry?
He said like at one point,
Yeah.
David Spade goes to him, to Adam Amiga, and goes, "Have you got any questions for me?" And he goes, "Not right now." And he's like, "Oh, what do you want me to do? Come back
Yeah.
next week?" What the
Yeah,
f-? And I
yeah,
was
but
like,
David and Adam work together at the store regularly.
So he's like just
so he has no
ribbing his
questions.
buddy,
yeah,
yeah.
he's got to put him on a set list.
see, without
next week.
knowing that. As a standalone
Yeah.
TV show, and I fucking adore Norm Macdonald. The Gnome.
Let me get my
adore
Maple Leaf
Norman,
out.
Dorman as well. But Norm Macdonald, I fucking adore that guy. I think he's, the fact that there was this recent upset with
Yeah.
what was it? Jimmy Kimmel's show he couldn't go on, or Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, there was a bit
and
of
it's
a.
like, it wouldn't be good for the show. I'm sorry, and it's like this.
Oh, they pulled his spot from.
they pulled Norm. Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
on Tonight Show.
yeah. He was gonna
How
appear as a guest.
dare you? You're alumni. Whoa.
Yeah, and also not only that, I'm
Not
like,
cool.
And I get it. I understand what
Bad
the
Jimmy.
business decision, but the point was,
Yeah.
our very
It's the
overt liberal
Tonight Show.
audience, and I'm saying this as a fucking left-wing
Then change your
Democratic
audience. Change your audience.
guy. Your overt liberal audience won't want to see a guy who went on a podcast and made some jokes about Roseanne and about free speech and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this motherfucker, just like, look, that's like telling Lenny Bruce he can't come on your fucking show if he was still alive. There's a guy there who single-handedly, or not single-handedly, but was one of a small group of people that actively allowed comics like Fallon to have... Oh, I don't mind. Thank you, man. Whatever. I don't know what either of these things are. This sounds great. Oh, you're so fucking LA. Kombucha tea. It looks delicious. It's orangey. But these guys, gave every single comedian working today the ability to have fucking free speech and take the piss out of whatever they happen to hate. Whether it's Lenny Bruce got arrested. He died penniless because he spent all of his money with lawyers fighting against a government that wanted to fucking silence him from talking about homosexuality and about racial integration and and about equality of the genders. And I'm like, and you're going to tell Norm Macdonald, who was part of that. He was part of that era, and definitely as an anti-comedian, there's an alternative comic.
Great Hitler jokes.
Open it. Great Hitler jokes. Great Hitler jokes.
Can I tell you something to make it worse?
Yeah, please.
Mike Ward, French-Canadian comedian.
Yeah.
Has been sued by a family because of a joke he said in a special 7 years ago about a disabled kid who's currently alive and a young man today, and they've got him for probably over, I think, $150,000 Canadian, and it's ongoing.
He made a joke about someone.
This kid he met the Pope when he was in a wheelchair. I don't know, probably MS by the looks of it from what I've seen. And put it in a special. Well,
do you remember what the joke was? I'd love to hear the context of the joke.
Something if you get to meet the Pope, you shouldn't be able to live. Like, that's kind of your kiss goodbye, right?
Okay, yeah, I know the joke. Yeah. I actually know the joke. I've heard, okay, people like kind of, like you kind of, you're kind of taking the piss a little bit.
Apparently put out some music. Anyway, clearly somebody put it into a situation where they wanted to.
They've sued him.
He made some money. Yeah, they've got him.
Fucking unbelievable
for a lot of it. A lot of it.
What is the world now, man?
It's illegal. For me, I can be arrested in Canada for what I do.
What, for the jokes you tell on stage?
Mm-hmm. No.
Wow.
Our new Prime Minister.
How do Canadians generally feel about that? About this kind of...
How do Canadians generally feel about anything?
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
How do you... I think the news is relatively accurate in comparison to American news. From bits of it I've followed, but for the most part, Canadians are pretty
it's okay.
They're
cool. Polite people. They're like, I guess as long as no one's getting hurt, it's all right.
Yeah,
man, I'm all for taking people into consideration. Finding a world where we're all treated a lot more equally, but. Jokes, man. Jokes have to be fucking jokes. If you can't take a joke, the world is not a safe space.
Well, this is my theory.
This is the issue. It's not a safe space.
Humanity's being slowly extracted out of it.
Yeah?
And then the Terminator shit goes down.
Well, what? By removing any sense of fight from people?
The human interaction is becoming less and less efficient.
Right.
We're fucking ourselves out of the equation through our own motivation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at a millennial generation, right, which, by the way, however many specials people put millennial in their title, you're not a millennial if you're fucking 35 and up. But the kids that are in existence today, they all think they're living their best lives. Social media is massively to blame for that.
They all have voices. That's what makes it think that they're valid.
They all have a voice, which is wasted on most people. So I'm going to put a tweet about this and it might get 1,000 likes because I just say something that a few people agree with.
I got a 1-star review on my fan page.
Oh, really?
The guy said I was an asshole.
I mean, that's true.
But he stayed through the whole show. I love how there's other 5 stars on it.
I think the point is, though, you've got this generation who go, we have everything. Look at us. I got the brand new pair of Yeezys. I'm on holiday with my girlfriend. I'm fucking living my best life. I got a new car. But you're leasing the car. The trainers will be out of fucking whack in a month. Your phone's going to be outdated in 2 months. Your girlfriend only likes you whilst you're working out 7 days a week. As soon as you stop that, she's fucking gone. And you own nothing. You have nothing yourself. You haven't got a home anymore. There's no chance of owning
yourself
something.
Out. Personally,
just they're a generation who's fucked, and that's why they're all committing suicide.
Yeah,
I honestly believe.
Thank God, kids, if you're listening, please, if you're feeling down and there's nowhere to go, kill yourself.
Oh my God,
end it.
See, now this is where I know you're making a joke. Then.
No, after Anthony Bourdain, I'm like, how many Jedis are going to fucking X themselves out of society?
It's hard, right?
Because he becomes
we can get into that. We can talk about that.
Suicide?
We can talk about Anthony Bourdain because his girlfriend at the time, Major Argento. We just had a big
He went out with Asia
Argento. They were together when
what?
Yeah, so he committed
when he was
suicide.
heroin.
So sorry, he just after they broke up, he committed
Married.
suicide.
What do you mean?
But
He
she
left
was-
his wife
They would, he hasn't been with his wife for a period of time before that, and he was with Asia Argento.
recently.
Yeah. She was his most recent partner.
No shit.
And they broke up
I get it.
allegedly
That's pretty cool, though.
because she hooked up with someone else when they were together. Allegedly. I don't know. I don't really care. But me and
I
her
had no idea
were
that-
friends years ago.
Yeah.
I was on Legion of Skanks podcast back in June. They mentioned her in the, in relation to Me Too movement and Time's Up and all that. And we were basically saying our general points were massively in support of a movement that says, hey, don't rape people, because that's a great thing to not do to another human being. I'm glad I got that out without you going, well, I just thought, I could see it in your eyes going,
No. But what
the point-
about raping rapers?
Well, that's what prison's for. However,
Yeah, but why stick to one location?
oh my God, anyway, I don't want to get into that. This is not a subject matter I want to get to. But Asia Argento sent me unwanted topless videos when I was with a girlfriend, when I was with that Canadian comic back in the UK years ago. And I said to her, don't send me this shit. My girl will freak out and you're not going to get in trouble. I will. And she told me I was a piece of shit for shaming her for just expressing her body. That was basically the short form story.
Great exit.
Then Anthony Bourdain kills himself. It comes out that he paid $380,000 to a young actor, Jimmy Buffett, I think his name is.
I think that's a secret.
Jimmy Bennett, something like that,
Yeah.
who was in a movie with Asia Argento that she was directing, and she fucked this kid when he was 17 in a state where the legal age was 18. So a woman who's made herself a spokesperson, a self-appointed spokesperson for the Me Too movement, making her what seemed like a great speech.
I saw some Rose McCowan and her have some sort of dialogue.
Well,
I follow them both. I'm fans of both of them.
Oh, really? Well, they were very
Yeah.
good friends, and now Rose McGowan is backpedaling on the friendship, basically being like, you should really own what you did, which is good. She's right. But basically, they picked up the story from June, because I said all this shit in June before any of that stuff happened. And now they will hit me up, and I was like, the papers were going, sex addict comedian was trying to have a good relationship with her, and he was being sent unwanted nude videos by.
You don't want to
Asia
be
Argento.
in that dialogue,
But here's the thing,
regardless.
she didn't upset me. It didn't offend me. It didn't hurt me. It didn't cause me any emotional or physical pain. And the girl's got a great body. If I wasn't with a girlfriend, I would have adored seeing videos of a topless Asia Argento. It was the fact that the situation, she knew I had a girlfriend who was quite highly strung and incredibly fucking jealous and very controlling. She knew all that stuff. So to send me that was a bit fucked up. It's more that idea that it's fucked up, don't do it. But yeah, man, that whole
romantic.
Anthony Bourdain, now everyone's up in the air thinking, well, why did this man kill himself? What pushed him to that?
Was there a letter or anything? Or no,
Not that, as far as I'm aware. No.
Was.
I mean, the man just might have had. It sounds like he had crushing depression, which I can empathise with.
Oh, yeah.
However, if you have a bad relationship and if you've maybe done something in your life that you weren't very proud of, i.e., paying off a child with fucking a huge amount of money to cover up the fact that your girlfriend at the time had sex with him when he was underage,
Yeah.
that probably didn't have a great.
Is that true, though?
Yes, so the documentation of the payments is proven.
In public? You can
She
Google
also
that. I don't know.
She sent text messages to a friend that were revealed where she acknowledged that she had sex with him when he was 17.
Why don't people
in a
just
hotel.
fuck for fun? Why does it always got to be rape all
Also,
the time?
guess what? Well, I mean, listen, here's my other opinion on this matter. I don't know this kid, Jim. I don't know this actor. He's 21 now or whatever. I don't know this guy. I don't know this kid. But I guarantee the photo, he looked very fucking happy. There's a photo of them in bed, in the hotel bed. And guess what? When I was 17, when I was 17,
Dude, that's the best thing that's
Asia
ever gonna
Argento
happen
was
to him.
37, I'd want to fuck her as a 17-year-old. Like, she's smoking hot
I'd
woman.
fuck her as a 4-year-old.
Yeah, there you go.
You'd have
Cool.
to push on my ass.
Well, you know
though.
what? You might be the only option she has now, mate. You might have to go and visit her in jail, though. But
What, she might go to jail for what?
I mean, statutory rape. If you fuck a 17-year-old in a state where it's 18,
and she's been
It's-
the Ari Weinstein thing. See,
I don't think he's made any kind of police.
report.
Yeah,
No,
it's-
he fucking wants a badge and a cowboy hat. The
There you
guy's
go.
fucking mayor of my town.
But also, what's he doing? First of all, you got to fuck a very beautiful
Telling that
actress.
story. That's exactly what
Here's
he's
my
doing.
thing. I'm not going to victim blame, because that's what SJWs listen to this will do. Oh, Jeff Leach backtracked. First of all, he was angry at Asia for saying anything. I was angry at her not taking into account my situation as a fucking human being and as her friend. But with Jimmy, the kid fucked some woman that he obviously idolized a bit, worked with her when he was young, when he was like 7, and then worked again at 17. And he got $380,000 clean and clear. Why did that story then come out? Where's the brevity in him releasing the details of that at that late stage? I don't understand that. That's confusing to me.
The whole point of it is to create dialogue and a distraction from real problems.
Yeah. Isn't it funny, though, the only people they're going after, and maybe because we're a liberal arts, maybe it's the liberal arts, so it's easier to go after us, but comics, actors, that's who people are going after. What's the smallest indiscretion? Aziz Ansari had a bad date, ordered the wrong wine, went down on a woman,
I've been trying to get all this press.
He had some sexual interaction with a woman who was completely consenting, and then when she said she wasn't comfortable, he stopped, watched a movie with her, and then ordered her a lift home when she said she wanted to leave. He didn't do anything illegal or wrong, but they're picking on that.
Everybody knows that.
And you know why?
Everybody knows that.
You know why? Because liberals and liberal arts, we give a shit about stuff. If you look at the fucking NFL, if they got rid of every player in the NFL who's beaten up their wife or their girlfriend, raped someone, fucking illegally hurt someone, caused major harm to someone, sold drugs to someone, there'd be no more sports.
No.
All major sports would be done.
No.
Oh, what's this? Who's this?
Find you. Is that
find me. Okay, cool.
I thought that was my buddy's ass.
No, I was like, are you showing me Machine Gun Kelly? Why am I looking at Machine Gun Kelly?
I don't like female rappers at all.
Are you a rap fan?
I like hip-hop, yeah.
You are a rap fan, yeah? Mm-hmm. I love rap and hip-hop. What do you think about Eminem in his latest album? I mean, that first track, he basically goes on... He literally has come out after fucking years of not releasing anything. He's literally now gone, oh yeah, I'm almost fucking 50 or whatever it is. I'm 45. Here you go, I hate every rapper. He went after everyone.
Yeah, that's great.
What's wrong with him?
No. Listen, if Eminem had just put out the first album and never made another record again, it would be still one of the greatest.
He's an incredible rapper. I'm not denying. Like his response to Machine Gun Kelly's track, Kill Shot is a great track.
Joker and Batman. It's it. Everybody loves an adversary. It creates a story. They could have completely different contractual situations on the side.
Yeah.
Go between. You guys say this.
Let me ask you a question.
They laugh to the bank.
Here's
People
what I want to know.
Dumb.
Do you think that hip-hop, like Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Eminem, Machine Gun Kelly, Drake, Meek Mill, who are now friends again, of course, brought him on stage the other day. I think that hip-hop, more than any other fucking music industry...
Glam rock now.
It's like WWE.
Yeah.
90% of it is fucking staged, right?
Well, because the social media personalities are built from the ground up, and then people start to become those characters. Do you think they're lost? Do you think, look, for instance, Nicki and Cardi, do you think... I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist here, but I don't think they're just one day going, oh, fuck this bitch, fuck that bitch, oh, let's have an argument, it's going to help. Board meetings with those bitches.
I think they sit down and go,
they totally
okay,
do.
so here's what's going to happen, okay?
Yeah. No, totally.
You're going to shit talk me, and then I'm going to shit talk you, and they go, yeah, this is going to help all our record sales towards this end.
There's a narrative. It's like any war. Somebody sits down.
It's like a favela.
They write a Bible.
Isn't it?
They write a Bible.
Yeah.
And deal with situations accordingly, but there's a strategy there.
Yeah, 100%.
And there's a lot of jobs on the line. There's a lot of people involved to keep those people
seemingly at each other's throats and therefore relevant.
Yeah, you got to cut your dick off in this town just to get a fucking camera on you. You got to cut it off.
I mean, I've only got one.
I got a toolbox full of them, but they're in a pawn shop.
Ah, man. See, that's the problem, is that I think, and I wonder what this means for my ongoing, hopefully, potential for success as a comedian in the world, is that the older I get, the more concerned...
You already said you're a working stand-up comedian. You have been for years.
All right, I appreciate that. That's in itself is a good thing, but... What I mean is...
try and do it. Anybody off the street come and try and do comedy for 2 years.
I'm never going to fucking lie. I want to do an hour special that sells to people around the world and they love to watch it and build a fan base in various countries around the world so I can tour.
You want to give the whole world a great big
laugh.
Jeff hug.
Exactly.
I get it.
But...
I do too, but I want to figure their asshole at the same time.
You can do that. You can do that on my tour. It's all right.
That's what my friend goes. He's like, when I watch your show, it's like someone strangling you and fingering your ass at the same time. You just kind of...
I mean, that's very telling of your friend.
Yeah.
Seriously into it, though.
My point was always dirty.
I don't know about you. As I get older, my comedy becomes more and more concerned with honesty. I think on it, like, I don't want to be part of that fucking, that grindhouse, the branding, the fucking PR
the
mill,
baloney,
rumor mill. I want to be able to go. The reason why I'm successful is because I went the other route and went, hey, that's all bullshit. We know it's bullshit. Acknowledge that that's bullshit, and let's fucking make some jokes about the bullshit. And I feel like that's not the way to be successful.
Well,
in this day and
everyone
age.
has their own ideas of what success
Sorry,
is.
okay, it's not the way to garner any kind of expansive reach or platform. Right now, if I wanted to get on a fucking late night show, what I do is I go and write 5 minutes about, oh my god, like, whoa, rappers, how rappers got beef with each other. That's crazy. I mean, I'm a vegan.
Like the show, no.
That's how you get booked on a fucking Conan.
But why
you
do
do
you
your 5 minutes.
want to do a Conan?
Because,
who cares?
No, and here's the point though: is you do the late night, then you can get paid decent headlining spots at clubs around the country, which I can't get right now.
No.
Maybe I'm just not very good.
It's not true.
Could just not be very good.
It's not true.
You ever see me do stand-up?
Yeah.
Recently, like within the last year or two?
In New York. At the Cellar.
Okay, yeah.
But 3 times.
Okay, all right.
I walked out.
You
but
walked
I was
out?
there. I walked right out.
Every time he was like, this
Fuck
shit.
you. Yeah, some guy's been calling me an asshole
Fuck
from the
this
back of the river.
Diet Coke
Yeah.
bullshit.
I've seen you at the rock festivals.
Did you like it?
Every time we work together, I'm in a weird place. This is the most
That's
straightforward.
you couldn't even answer the question. You didn't like it.
I don't watch it.
You don't watch it.
I'm not present. I'm not present. I'm putting a tuning fork into a room as a collective.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
I love watching comics. I love watching other comics. I love it. I've
been on the bench so much here in L.A. that I work with most of them in various stages of my career and places. So I'll go and watch fucking Brian Holtzman at 1 a.m, and I'll sit and revel in that because it's so.
You know who I love watching? Brian Callen.
Yeah,
fucking love watching that guy. See, that's an entertainer who I'm glad
is great in England.
Success.
I think they'd love him in Europe and stuff like
100%,
that. Is that Rhys Darby? Or not? Yeah.
Rhys Darby,
yeah,
he did well. Yeah,
but Brian has
comic.
that kind of thing too.
He's just got this whole shtick, which I love. Is I'm alpha, and I'm allowed to be alpha, and it's okay.
Yeah,
there's a resurgence of that now, and I think it's in response
like
to
a mountain lion with pink nail polish.
Yeah.
There's some vulnerability to it.
100%.
Yeah, it's nice.
But I was just seeking from some validation from you. I think I was just because
I'm the worst person. That's why all my relationships die horribly. Is there's no validation.
I had a conversation with Neil Brennan after a show I did with him recently, and I was doing all new material. It was like a show down the West Side that he does.
The new material.
It's all new. Neil Brennan and Friends.
Yeah, and
it's all new material. And maybe I shouldn't look. If my PR, if the wanting to be successful and reach a larger audience version of me was in charge right now, I wouldn't tell this story. But I also think it's very telling. Showing your insecurities is that's the kind of comic I want to fucking be. Point being, I did the show, and in one part of it, I was riffing, blah blah blah, and I made a joke about how there's no more comedy specials. Like none of them are fucking special anymore.
Special.
And I made an offhand comment about Hannah Gadsby's special being a TEDx talk, and blah blah blah, which I still stand by. I think it was an incredible one-woman show that has no place being called a comedy special, in my personal opinion or my personal subjective viewpoint of comedy.
Would you say my comedy is comedy hyphen special?
Yours is comedy colon special.
Colon. I like that. What does a colon look like? Here,
no, literally the word colon. It's a comedy colon special.
That's the English way of calling someone an asshole. Hey, wait a minute.
It's straight from the gut. Straight from the gut. No, but my point is, I got on stage, made these comments, and afterwards, I did it because I was kind of, I was doing all new material. And when you're doing 15 brand new minutes, trying out jokes, some's going to land, some's going to not, and you jump around different bits, right?
And
I came off, and he called me on it. He was like, "Hey, man, you shouldn't say shit like that on stage, even if you are just fucking riffing and blah blah blah, because it smatters of. It's like very telling of." Your own frustration and your own desire to do those things. He goes, there's a reason these things get commissioned. Might not be what you're into, but there's a reason. There's an audience for it. That's where we're at right now, and this is what's popular. And so it's good. It's good, and you can't argue that. And it makes you look cheapened and sour. And he's right.
Yeah, sour.
So whenever I make comments about the state of comedy, there is one half of my brain going, I do genuinely believe that comedy is suffering for the identikit nature of what it has to be to exist on television or exist on various platforms or to get noticed or to be bookable on a fucking festival. What you do, what I do, what a lot of other comics who are really having to find an audience without any kind of
within
TV.
an audience.
Do you know what I mean?
Within an non-existent.
But don't get me wrong, I'm not so divisive that I get up on a fucking stage and the majority of the audience isn't laughing. Of course they are. But when I say shit like that, there is a part of me going, maybe I'm just a little fucking sour. Maybe I'm insecure about the fact that I think I'm deserving of more success than I've had. And that's my fucking issue. And as soon as I get over that, maybe I have more success.
You gotta be happy with yourself out of the
Well,
gate.
I've loathed myself since day one, man. That's like, but
that's gotta pass.
Yeah, it's tiring.
I would describe it as people who pull old skin around with them. It's gotta go. Yeah. Cut those corpses. Cut those chains.
Do you like yourself? Are you in a place where you like yourself now?
I've been so self-contained and reliant since I was 15 years old that I select few people who come into my life, but I'm very lucky through experience and travel that I found myself, and I'm very happy. Yeah, I'm very lucky.
See, I'm very envious of that. There's moments I've definitely by removing alcohol from my life more and more. That's been a positive thing. Obviously, drugs was years ago. I gave all that shit up. I smoke a little weed. It makes me feel nice.
You live in California. It'd be rude not to.
Exactly. I think you have to if you want to live here, right? When they give you the California state ID,
that's like not drinking tea in England.
Exactly.
Tastes better.
But beyond that, I do have a very low low sense of self-worth.
It's important that you subject yourself to long periods of exile. Walkabout stuff. Just sit.
Go and sit and work out where I'm at.
Really sit.
You know what? A lot of people keep saying, and I've sort of fought against it because all this new age hippie bullshit, blah blah blah, whatever. But meditation. Everyone tells me just go and do some yoga and some meditation, man.
Go sit where it's quiet. It doesn't even have to be outside or inside. Just have a seat. Have a seat.
I'm scared by that.
Or even if you want to do it like rocket style. Mm-hmm. And
ayahuasca.
No. Well, that's fucking 10,000 gigawatts, Marty.
But that's meant to like DeLorean. Really bring you close to your demons.
But I think that you can find by some deprecation kings.
Some what? Sorry.
Those. I mumbled through that one. I don't know what that.
No, was. I didn't know what it was. I didn't even know what you said. Defecations. Defecation.
Ever put a bucket
shit
of
on a coffee table? Just shit on a coffee table.
You get in a tank and it's heated to your body temperature.
Oh, the isolation tank.
Isolation tank.
Chambers, yeah. Or shank. An isolation shank. Are you all right?
I'm stroking out at the end of the show.
He's had a fucking kombucha and that's it. He's like, bro,
it's fucking hot in here.
All of my chakras are aligned. It's super hot.
It's hot in here. Listen, let's wrap this up.
How long we talk for? We talk for an hour.
We talk for an hour and 20 minutes.
That's awesome. I feel like we learned a lot about each other over the course of this.
Well, there's some clarity. Like I said, now sit by yourself.
You don't edit this, do you?
No.
Just throw it up. Good. I think we had a lot of honesty.
I got to hit record now, but
yeah, we'll start. We'll do it all over again. We're going to be funnier the second time around, right? Yeah.
Thank you.
So how did we meet? Download Festival, right? God, I remember you went on stage with Craig Campbell with your dick out and then proposed to a woman in South Africa. There were a lot of black people in the audience too.
The circle of life.
Despite people thinking it's a racist place.
I went back. I haven't been back. But listen.
We got to wrap it up.
We got to wrap it up.
Who do you want to say thank you to?
It's too hot, man. You got
a load of like hardcore fans. You were talking about audiences, and one thing I've always admired about you and being not envious. Well, actually, I shouldn't be envious because I've got that as well in a smaller way. But your fans are fucking fans.
They're great. And thank you, everyone who listens to this fucking debacle. I know. Sometimes I'm just so in a weird spot. It's fucking. I'm stroking out.
Well, look. I think. Hopefully, I might be able to share some of those fans and give them some comedy at some point. Can I plug some shit?
You can totally. That's what I'm gearing up for. Try to get you to plug some.
If you guys enjoy this, actually, Jason's going to be a guest this Sunday on my podcast. I'm not sure if I release it on this Sunday because I'm going to have.
What's it called?
It's called the Savage Snowflake Podcast.
Savage Snowflake.
Savage Snowflake because I'm a liberal, lefty, democratic snowflake, but I'm also fucking savage enough to know there's absolute two arseholes on the left-hand side of the campus there were on the right.
It sounds like people who live in Windsor.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But Savage Snowflake podcast, you can get that on all good podcast sites, etc., iTunes, SoundCloud. And then I'll be in Vegas October 10th to 14th,
Where?
doing 5 nights at the Comedy Cellar at the Rio Hotel and Casino.
Very nice.
2 shows a night.
Nice.
So if you're there,
in Vegas.
yeah, come and hang
Cool.
out in Vegas if you're in America. And that's it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I look forward to introducing you to my fan base on my podcast as well.
It should be very interesting.
Yeah, man. We're just going to. You know
I
what
haven't
I'm
had
gonna do?
hate mail in a long
I'm
time.
going to get on there and just go, we've already done part 1 of this. Go and listen to Jason's.
Yeah.
And now let's do part 2. And we'll
piggyback.
talk about completely different shit.
Totally. And I know I could see you talking around a little bit to save it because I think there's a whole chunk of something else. God damn it.
I really enjoyed this, man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on the show. And I've got an upcoming tour coming up in such exotic locations as Sudbury, Ontario, Moncton, St. John, Whitehorse, Yukon, London, Canada, Hamilton, Niagara Falls, Toronto, Denmark.
Please tell me you're performing at the fucking fort. He's going to be in a barrel
No, but not far from the
going
falls.
over the water.
I know when I say Niagara Falls,
Hey,
everyone
you know when
assumes.
you're fucking your grandmother and she's dead.
You ever put your fist in the old lady's waterfall? But Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Toronto, check it out.
Where's the website?
JasonRouse.com, and then Instagram. I think I'm going to do some sort of video diary over the next. Oh, and I'm doing a movie.
Yeah, no, you're going to playing a serial killer, right?
I'm going to play a serial killer. We're shooting in Sudbury
Finally,
next
art
month.
is imitating life.
I know. I call the director to get some direction. She goes, "Be yourself. Be yourself." If I put the phone down, I'm like, "Wait a minute. Where are the knives?"
I got to bury this body first. Yeah.
Check out the Instagram page. I think it just got put up yesterday. It's called Spare Parts Movie on Instagram. I'm sure there'll be tons of stuff up there. There's some cool fight scenes right now with some of the girls sparring. It's pretty. It's going to be fun, and I get to hurt myself for people's entertainment. And then on December 14th in Copenhagen, you come to that show. I'll tell you more about it. And Jeff, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me,
It took
man.
a little bit,
I really
and
enjoyed
I'm
it.
glad I got a good one in. Sometimes these things don't go very well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, it just becomes. It seems like it's like you know show business enough, and you've been on camera enough to know that you have to be theater of the mind. At the
Sure,
same time.
yeah, 100%.
So there's a whole presentation to it.
Hey, listen, if two men
where
can
I'm
create
stuttering and slurring through
a picture for an audience, it's
Yeah.
us two.
Yeah,
It's not the nicest picture,
No.
but we created it.
it is. It's just two guys on a tire swing.
There
What
you
could
go.
go wrong?
Oh,
All
dude.
right.
Yeah, actually, big shout out to your friend for giving me my drink because we're opening my drink. That's how weak I am. Thanks, dude.
Thanks for being on the show. Bye bye.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.